Well, hello there, it's Beards and Bangers, and today we do the first test drive car review on the channel of the year, and we're looking at something from just across the English Channel, from France. So I think this will be the first French car we've done on the channel. So I'm going to pick up the camera very carefully and show you what we're looking at. Now this car belongs to a friend of mine. In fact, belongs to the chap I bought the biomorphic ZR from. So we're going to look at Dave, the crap car hunter. Do check out that channel's Peugeot 205 CTi. So this is not the GTi, it's the 205 CTi, so it's the soft top version. So what about these cars? They're quite iconic. They've got a massive following. Obviously the one everyone seems to want to go for is the 205 GTi 1.9. This one's got the 1.6 engine from the 1.6 GTi, but they are probably a revier unit, lighter, revier, and just a bit, yeah, maybe the connoisseur's choice rather than the one that everyone wants. We have to excuse all cars at the moment because it is very salty on the roads around here. So iconic shape, don't really need to sort of explain that too much because a lot of you will know what this car's about. So really, yeah, early 80s designs. These were produced from 1983 and available in the UK from 1984, and they went through all the way to 1995, so a really good production run. And then of course it was the 206 took over, which is also becoming quite an iconic car. What I'll pop the bonnet and we'll have a little look under there. We'll look in the boot, we'll have a little look around the car, then we'll take it out for the all-important test drive. So what I like here is we've got one of these proper bonnet stays, same as my Kestrel, which I really like. So here's our 1.6 unit. Pretty well filled engine bay actually. Just, you know, for the cars of that period, normally you've got loads of space. You still got loads of space. It's still a decent engine layout because you've got everything you need to, you know, maybe work on accessible. You've got a brake servo, reservoir there, expansion tanks over there, screen wash. Got a coil, so we are coil powered. Dizzy on the end of the camshaft there. Space for your battery. Oil filler is a bit of a mystery to me. Maybe it's under somewhere. Maybe it's there. That's a good question. Where is it? Tell me in the comments. But yeah, there is our engine layout. So there's our 1.6 PSA engine. Does the job. I haven't driven the car yet, so this is a real proper, you know, I'm going to learn this car and you take you along with me video. But yeah, it's all there. Rather nice. What I like is this induction setup. So you've got colder or air being sucked in here, but it's got this nice long got a bit of resonator there with the filter. I guess the filter's in there, and that's going into the kind of throttle body there. So it's that generally this kind of setup you get a real nice induction noise. Oh, there's our dipstick. I'm the dipstick, so I didn't spot the dipstick. But yeah, it's because it's an older car, you can work on it. Yeah, that's nicely put together actually. I just love those bonnet struts. So let's have a little look at the boot, or what kind of boot we've got. That's locked. I need to get the keys. And this is really nice, looking at a kind of late 80s car. Is that how we unlock the boot, or is it that way? There we are. That doesn't want to open. Right, we're not going to force that. Let me just sort this out. So yeah, I had to give it a bit of a yell. Dave had to give it a yank to get it open. But yeah, you still got a fairly decent boot. So obviously your hood's going to sort of sit on top of that. So you've still got, for a sort of an 80s convertible, a decent boot space. Obviously Dave's got all his kind of fluids and car cleaning equipment in here. So it's decent actually. You can really, you know, you can use this car, very usable. Let's shut this down and have a little look at the inside. We've got, yeah, pretty basic interior, but it's a 1980s car. So our door is very thin in comparison to a modern car door. Windy windows, of course, one speaker, but just look how thin that door looks compared to the cars we drive these days. Jumping in, first thing that really looks good is this red carpet. Because I apologise for Dave's got a bit of stuff in here, but it's one of his daily drives. But yeah, lovely red carpet, and obviously you've got a lot of red painted panels still visible. And there's your soft top. We won't jump in the back because it really is tiny, but you still have got two back seats. We've got this lovely steering wheel, and you've got CTI written on it, so you know exactly what you're driving. Windscreen wipers, lights and indicators, and then we've got, what have we got on the dash? We've got fuel, oil, temperature, and oil temperature, I think. So that's quite a well-populated instrument cluster for a 1980s car. But of course, this was a sort of slightly sportier variant. Love that shape of the steering wheel. I've got my camera at a funny angle, but that is very iconic. That steering wheel. Basic heated controls. Let's not forget this car's from 89, 88, 89. So it's all quite basic. We've got. Well, we haven't even got a radio in this, so this has got a blanking plate rather than a radio. Clock down there, ashtray, cigarette lighter there, rear fog light, rear demist, hazard warning. It's basic. Glove box over there, and you have got a rear view mirror, of course. It's basic, but what else do you want? It's a driver's car. It's you know, it's just got the essential bits. So without further ado, I'm going to get the camera set up, and we'll take the car for a little drive. So what's it like to drive? You can tell you're driving a 30-odd-year-old car. I'm having to put my foot flat into the carpet to change gear, but it's all part of the quirky charm of this car. If it had a really nice, smooth clutch, would it be the same? No, is the answer. We have got servo-assisted brakes, so that's good to remember. But of course, a lot of cars at that time, I'm just going to adjust the camera, it's getting jiggled about a little bit. A lot of cars from this time still didn't have servo-assisted brakes. I know my Volkswagen Polo bread van, which was a similar age to this car, didn't, and you had to be very careful. I completely forgot that when I drove one a couple of years ago, but the engine just sounds lovely. I said when I was looking at the engine bay that this car would have a nice induction noise. It does, I'm right. I knew it would. It's a very similar kind of layout to the Honda D series. I've got to change gear carefully as someone's driving like an idiot. I am getting used to the clutch and the gearbox, so I like the feel. You've got a lot of feel because you haven't got. I very much doubt you got power steering. I didn't see a power steering reservoir. Oh, go on, into second. Bit crunchy, but just the way it goes round corners is absolutely lovely. You can feel your way. My camera really isn't happy. You can feel your way around the corners, and that is a real good thing. It's so nice to be in a car after driving all these moderns, even the sort of the MG Rover stuff that I've got lots of. Because you've got power steering and big tyres and all this kind of stuff, you just don't have the same feel. Whereas this, you really have. It's quite special. Let's spin around here, see what the turning circle's like. Now, I'm not mounting cameras on the outside of the car today because the weather has been bad. It's just pretty good. The weather has been bad, and it's there's dirt on cars. The cameras don't mount that well, and I have got you really got to drop the clutch fully. That's better. So I'm driving automatics all week. Obviously my Beamer's automatic and my work vehicle's automatic, so it's the first time I've driven a manual for actually quite a few weeks. Just give you a bit of adjustment. There we are. But it's lovely to be back behind the wheel of a really base. Oh, we didn't miss the gear. There it is. Yeah, imagine if you spend a few hours with this car, you would get used to the gearbox and clutch. Oh, around that corner, just so nice. It's just, it just pulls you round. It's really, really good. Really good. Right, let's give it a front-facing action, just so you're not completely looking at my face for this bit. So there you get a bit of appreciation of the induction noise. Let's hope. No, we're not in gear. Flat on the floor. There we are. So imagine Dave could get the gearbox on this rebuilt, but then you would lose a lot of the character of the vehicle. But it's, yeah, hopefully the microphone's picking up the induction noise, because it is really quite lovely. And it's, yeah, I imagine, I've not driven a 1.9 205, but it would be good to drive one as a bit of a comparison. But yeah, we're just going around these lanes around here, which is not the bestest roads in the world. It's quite happy on them. The road, you know, the quality of the road's poor. You've got a lot of bends, and it just seems to take them, you know, in its stride. It's, you know, really quite good. So we'll go around here. I've enjoyed this. I really have enjoyed driving this car. It's super. That is so nice. I really like that. I really like that a lot. That's, yeah, that is a decent little motor. It really is. So I had better give you a conclusion, hadn't I? Right, restart. Try and get it in first. There we are. So, would I buy one of these cars? Yes, because I've never driven one, but I think these are heaps of fun. Whether it's CTI or GTI, whether it's 1.9 or 1.6, these cars have got some character. I do need to do a 1.9 for comparison, but I think this is pretty special. It's a driver's car. You've got that basic interior. I've got no idea on values. I know a GTI 1.9, they're now absolutely silly money. But yeah, if one of these came up and it was, I probably wouldn't go for a convertible, but I would certainly go for a hatch, 3-door hatch would definitely be a fit for me. If you get the chance to get one of these, get one. I think these are great little cars. I've loved driving. I wasn't expecting to drive this car this week, and I'm glad Dave has brought it down. So do check out Dave's YouTube channel. It's called The Crap Car Hunter, all one word. There's a link in the description below. For those of you who like beards and bangers, obviously, and you don't already subscribe with that bell notification, give us a thumbs up, drop a comment down below, share with your friends, and I will see you very soon on the next episode. Goodbye.